have allowed the wickedness to totally take control of us, and we have no awareness of the fact that we're not even in electromagnetic alignment in our own matrix, and so therefore we have no awareness of the destruction that is upon us now. Aside from the destruction that is upon us as a result of the guardians being here, the Most High ordering this moment to be transpiring. We have no awareness of this. And folks, I want you to listen to the song Hell's Bells. I think Ozzy Osbourne wrote that. No, the AC/DC. Listen to that song. Okay? Because that's what's here. I want you to listen to that song and listen to it good. Because that's what's here right now, whether you believe it or not. And I would hope that you people who control the servers, and I hope that you people that control the internet, I hope that you don't cut this off as a result of knowing the truth. Because without the truth, even you're going to die. Don't cut this off because of money. Because money can't save you now. Your car can't save you either. Not when your highest conscious yin-yang unseen division, focusing on your Jekyll and Hyde, are here to literally put your lights out. None of that can save you. And the more you think it can after you hear me say it can't, the worse you're going to find out the consequences. I can assure you of that. Because you and I are neurally, you and I are connected. We are the three-divisional spectrum. The unseen and the seen electrochemical magnetic radio frequency spectrum. And the most conscious, powerful aspect of us is now alive and well right here in the matrix we walk on. And that is folks, it's hard to give up on what I've been knowing. And it's really it's a fearful experience to go through what I've been through. And the presence of the angels is not easy to deal with. Because we're not used to seeing the unseen so active. But the unseen is here, and the unseen will be very active in our lives from here on out. Please do not run from the Most High's words of guidance. They're not plagiarized. I didn't read none of this in a book. This is your book. And the angels gave it to you. And they not only came to hand you some information, but they came to bring us to order. And I'm not crying because it's hard for me to align, but I'm crying because I know how hard it is to give up on what you depend on for peace of mind. The only thing I do to deal with the stress of knowing what I am presently doing is THC. I do it because it helps for me to deal with my back pain. And I know that even I want to be as pure as possible in this process. But I don't deal with no drugs that are unnatural. Every chemical that we have has a medicinal value. It has a value. And it behooves you to really get yourself together, because when I'm done talking, y'all are gonna see what I've been dealing with. And it ain't frightening, but it's it's frightening because we didn't know the truth for all this time. Now we know the truth, and it ain't nothing to play with. I'm sorry, I'm a strong guy. I want you to know that I have major regard for the angels that are here to restore us and who've given us this beautiful knowledge. And I fear, I would hate to see myself fall off from this path out of fear of letting go of what I know in my logical mind is not right, out of dependency, codependency. You brothers and sisters who've reminded me to let go of the past, I appreciate it. Because I know so much more than you why I should. And I appreciate you having, even with the level of knowledge that you do have, the faith in your own guidance to tell me that. But I want you people to know that you can't lean to your own understanding anymore, because none of it is true. Forgive us, guardians. Please forgive us, forgive me, forgive all of us. Please bear with us for the moment, please. And continue to bear with me in my commitment. I ask these things. Mm, 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 mm. Wow. Folks, this clip, uh, gotta shake myself away from that one. Okay, I'm sorry, folks. The Holy Spirit is so powerful and so in the atmosphere that I, when I begin to speak in regards to the Holy Spirit and the truth giver, those that guide me, their power is so great that it's almost too overwhelming to feel. And it almost just takes me out of myself. You got to forgive, just excuse me. It's something that I ain't got over yet. Mm. So let's talk about the Matrix. Okay? I want to check my time real quick, please. Two hours and 26 minutes. That's great. Okay, so let's move on. I ask that you please, folks, use discernment and let's dig in. So, can someone who doesn't know where you live, now this is all about who you are and where you are and how it is that you, in your dysfunction, will never be able to avail to any what they call good karma or any good place because you don't know where you are. Okay, so here I want to start here. Can someone who doesn't know where you live walk into your house and know where everything is? No, because they wouldn't know where to go. They wouldn't know where to go to be comfortable. They wouldn't know where to be safe. My question to all of you is, how can you be safe with no knowledge of where you are in your own matrix program? They tell us that we are created equal. Black man, black woman, white man, white woman. But they don't, and Arab and Asian and Indian alike. But they don't tell us about our place of purpose, okay, in this matrix program. And that purpose would be, of course, expressed through our frequency. They don't tell us about our inner strength and weakness, and they don't tell us anything about the fact that their strength and weakness emanates from our strength and weakness. They don't tell you anything about that. Okay? And you and I, we don't know how specific at all to the fueling of our own destruction by being under the trance of the glitz and glamour that they're providing us with. We don't realize the specific nature of our seemingly innocent desire to just want to live. We don't realize the consequence of it either. And to get out of this hell house of confusion, you got to know where you are. The Bible does tell you about the matrix, but it doesn't tell you much about the matrix, because for you, that would have meant they wouldn't be able to control you, my brothers and sisters of light, and my star seeds who have come into the matrix as fail-safe protocols. Star seeds are not black African people, by the way. Star seeds are seeds that manifested out of the melanated woman's mitochondrial DNA, out of the man and woman's DNA. Okay? They came to the planet. In other words, they came out of what was pre-programmed in this matrix, in this immortal life support creation matrix genetic evolutionary program to rebalance the Christ conscious frequency which exists in the immortals. Tarzan and Jane traveling through a myriad of avatars for millions and millions and millions, and we're infinite beings, and will infinitely be three electrochemical magnetic divisions with three divisions existing within each division. Okay? Solid, liquid, and gas. Jekyll, Hyde, and your center source energy, which is your will, which is where your conscious awareness exists as one capable of unimaginable ability to comprise the chemical world in an unimaginable. Uh, what I want to say is capable of literally manipulating the chemical field into uh, 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 manipulating out of the chemical field. I'm sorry, chemical trillions and trillions of temporal supports to sustain your infinite journey. Okay. Kind of lost myself there, but it's all good. I hope you folks are still focused and paying attention. This is going to get so deep in a minute, guys. The Holy Spirit ain't playing. Man, this is deep. It's getting ready to go so deep, you're going to cry. Mm, mm. So we seek the church and we seek help from the politicians, okay, to help us out. We seek their help, but what we don't know is they want to control our mind's capacity. They conspire to tell us that literally, the evolutionary narrative they give us is wrong. Our identity narrative is wrong. It's hijacked, and we sit back like little wussies, thanks for the crumbs. Go ahead, take my identity. Okay, they literally put they ain't only setting a lie in front of you, but you live in the lie. And they also tell you that those beautiful, intelligent machines that they notice flying outside the scene machines that are controlled by conscious, intelligent forces. They want you to believe that that's all an illusion. None of that's real. And the reality is, folks, you and them and this earth are the realest thing in existence. And that right there is the truth. You're the realest thing in existence. Excuse me, I closed the window there so my neighbor's vehicle won't make any noise and she doesn't have to hear me speaking so loudly. So depending upon these people, okay, is a total, we should no longer do it, okay? These people would rather spend billions of dollars on advertisement that keep you physically and emotionally sick and in confusion. And they need to make sure that your identity is secure, and your mind and your family mind is safe. Okay? It seems that this is what's going on with you. But what they're calling safety is literally to not only your detriment, but your detriment here in all life that exists with your lower vibrational field frequency of perception. You should not carry the perception of an animal. You should not, and by eating an animal, you literally deal with the misery that the animal now has to deal with as a result of your deciding you and mine deciding to put them on a god darn conveyor belt and call them food. We don't have fangs. We ain't saber-toothed tigers. And these here, they're meant to break the spines of the celery and the hard shell, outer shell of cucumbers, broccoli, things like that. Carrots, okay? When you want comfort food in a natural state, you cook the vegetables. That's all. You digest it down a little bit, okay? You and I literally are so divided from who we are and what we should be doing. It's sad. So, so sad. And I love you all, but I'm not living with you people anymore and doing what you're doing. And don't worry, I don't break away every once in a while and go do coke. I don't need heroin. I don't need alcohol. I don't need burgers. I don't need. I'm supposed to have a woman. That's natural. But I have to have it in alignment. I can't be eating meat and trying to have a relationship with a woman. Why? Because her frequency of conscious awareness, speaking of a black woman, is closer to the lower division of our conscious yin and yang frequency collective existing throughout humanity, which starts with us, the melanated man, and ends with the earth, or the animals in the earth. A melanated woman's frequency is closer to an animal's. So guess what? When you're feeding her that steak, look to find her desperation, her fear, and her bipolar. Look to see it come to an amplified state. And if you're doing the same thing for him, look for that desire to look for that desire in him to view you as an object of just desire, to be tasted, to be smelt, touched, and only seen. It seems these people would rather hide the truth of your amazing reality and instead polarize in your mind the idea, the lie of continuing to live in disorder. The lie of being better than the people around you. Having more value than the animals so you can destroy them. It doesn't matter. You can unconsciously control a nation full of unconscious people, allowing them to continue destroying the earth. It doesn't matter. The lie that you live once and then you die. This is what you and I they're determined to keep us consistently aligned with these lies. You know, we live in a country that it has too much imbalance in the system to go on. I hold these truths as self-evident that all men are created equal. Couple questions for you. Is hell a man-made place? Is hell a man-made place? Hell. What is hell? Hell is the left side of the matrix. And mankind told you that hell existed when mankind took control of your three-divisional radio frequency spectrum reality. Because that man who also pre-programmed to come into play and take control of the reins, they also gave you your faith, which kept you as high vibrational and third eye open as possible, without letting you know that they don't want you to be third eye open and high vibrational. Okay? That's why all the metaphors are there. They didn't want to tell you about, in the Bible, they didn't want to tell you about the Matrix program because they wouldn't have control over your conscious awareness or your electromagnetic field potential, which is to create a positive or a negative electromagnetic field, which manifests that which is already pre-programmed, already done, in our mind, by our mind, from there and here. So, no, they couldn't tell you about the left side of the matrix, so they created hell, heaven, and hell. They know that heaven is a place of consciousness. They knew that when they took over the reins of the advancement of our immortal tomorrows. So, instead of telling you in the Bible about our highest conscious division, which is what we know as outer space, they told you that hell or heaven is a place that's physical up there. And hell is a place that's physical down here. Now, why did they incorporate in the tale of hell demons and blah, 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 blah? Because you and I are the demons who literally get to destroy each other in desperation and fear as a result of having no identity. In the end, bringing all things to total destruction and oblivion. And this is where the zombie apocalypse that is so popular in movies today comes from. The mind of the individuals who produces and writes these programs that deal with unconsciousness and zombification and running around consuming your own body. They know what's going on behind your programming, behind the programming that you're lost in. Okay? So that's when hell became man-made. All right? Researchers, they can tell you that a honeybee can find the bodies of the missing. But where are they with sustaining civilization? Where are they with not allowing us to self-destruct over the many years that we have? And I am speaking directly to the reality that our controllers who gave us a false identity, reality, cultural, traditional narrative, based upon their fail-safe protocol level of perception, these individuals, they don't have the capacity, as I've said before, to stop us from destroying ourselves. As a matter of fact, they have to influence us to. Why? And who's all the advertising money geared toward mostly? The black man. The one that gives us all the rap, the good rap songs, the good soul music, the one that cooks and puts all the good meals together, the one that does this and that, him and the black woman. But more than her, him. He's the most valuable player on the field. And the one that carries the most electromagnetic field potential to control the wind. The original airbender. And don't worry, white brothers, you're now airbenders too, if you choose to align. If you don't, you and their blacks are going to get nothing but bent. As I've shown you, Mr. Lance Curb, recently, huh? Got a little shell shock there, didn't you? Spirits in your brain, huh? Having a hard time sleeping at night? Fearing that something's thinking about what you're thinking about? We are up against an ominous threat. And it's something that we should already be aware of and comfortable with. But because we want to be an enemy, it has to be a threat. but it's here. So brace yourselves. All of you people who think you're going to destroy my narrative, it's impossible. There ain't no one on the planet that can tell you what I can. And folks, please pay attention to all of the different people that are coming out, acting as if they're the chosen one, and they can give you the guidance that I can, because they can't. And you already know that, because you don't hear nothing said to you like I say it to you. How do I know that? I already told you that before. I don't have to answer that again. And I don't want you guys to think that I want to be a smart ass and talk crazy to you. And listen, I'm trying to get you folks to realize that your reputation is out the window already. You can hold on to it if you want. You can drive around in your car, your badass vehicle, your bike. You could go ahead and buy your plane tickets and get to Disney, to go to Sin City. You could do all that stuff. But those plans literally are out the window. You just don't know it yet. Why? Because we bit off more than we can chew. That's why. And those teaching us don't have the capacity to save us. Those giving us Sin City they don't give a shit about saving us or this planet. I don't give a shit about my body, but I don't want to see all of the life forms that are contributing without our selfish goddamn instruction to the betterment of the health of this entire planet for all the life forms here. They don't need to be destroyed because of us. I'm not letting that happen. And I don't give a shit about any of you or how you feel. Come and get me out of here. Do what you gotta do. I don't give a shit. I've been out my body. I am out my body. I'm in yours. Whether you want to accept it or not, ding dong. And I ain't what you see, by the way. Okay? So quit dealing with me like you dealt with Christopher. Because you're going to soon find out that Christopher ain't Christopher. So where are these researchers who can tell us about the bees, who can find, the dead bodies? Where are they when it comes to where are they? They're out to lunch. Just like the dead. Just listen, whether it's the law enforcement, whether it's the law, whether it's the FDA, and whether it is